What is going on, guys? It's Macabre. We're back with yet another Destiny 2 video, and in today's video we're going to be talking a little bit about Vault of Glass. Now this isn't a guide or anything, so if that's why you're here, my apologies. I can make one of those videos if you're interested. Let me know in the comment section down below. But rather, this is, day one. I plan on taking part of day one experience. We're not necessarily participating in the raid race. A few of us have work. We have to work around that, unfortunately. So we'll be starting much later in the evening on Saturday. However, I will be live streaming it, hopefully on YouTube, if my PS4 can handle it. That's right, we're going to be doing it on PS4, not on PC. That's just where my group is. So we're going to be doing it on there. Hopefully I can get it to stream. If not, I will post a short video of someone who in my group is going to stream it, more than likely. We shall see. But feel free to keep an eye out for that, because if I'm not streaming it, I would like you guys to, go and find someone that is. And if you really are that set on watching me stream, well, at least you can watch somebody who has me in their team? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to be talking a little bit about exactly what I'm going to be bringing into the raid with me day one, some things that I'm going to have on my character, and some things that I'm going to have at the ready, just in case I might need them. Now, this list might get a little long, and I'm not exactly sure 100% where I'm going with it, to be honest, because there's a lot of different things that I think need to be covered. And first off, let me just say, there's no right or wrong way for items to bring into the raid. Everyone has their own favorites, and there's going to be a difference based on who you play with. So feel free, take what's comfortable to you into the raid, find what you like, and find what works well, obviously, and then use that. So, real quick, we'll just start with our weapons, because honestly, that's probably the most exciting part. Keep in mind, all of the weapons should be 1300 light at the minimum, seeing as how that is the cap for day one. Past that, you'll want to get them as high of light as possible in order to make the raid easier on yourself. But let's start with a couple kinetic weapons that I am going to have on my character, or that I'm going to be using more than likely quite a bit. The first of these is a grenade launcher that many of you are enjoying, and has actually, come out this season. Ignition Code, that's right. If and only if I get my hands on a good Ignition Code roll, preferably something ambitious with Vorpal, or perhaps Slideshot with Vorpal, I will be using this day one. However, if I do not get one, no worries, I have a decent roll in my inventory right now, but we will be using Witherford, the exotic kinetic grenade launcher, instead. Now, these two grenade launchers are very good. The reason I'm choosing a kinetic grenade launcher is because, just in general, they do pretty much the same thing, Witherford being a little different, but they're just awesome weapons to bring into day one, especially if you have something like blinding nades, perhaps, that make the enemies, stop and not notice you. Besides these weapons, I'll be carrying probably 2 or 3 other primary weapons, one of which actually being Extraordinary Rendition. This SMG that came out just this past season is a very, very good SMG. I have one with Overflow Frenzy and a couple other solid perks on it, and let me just say I love this SMG, and if I need to use a primary weapon in my kinetic slot, this is the weapon of choice. However, I am also going to be bringing a couple other kinetic weapons, one of which being the Cryothesia 77K. The reason I'm bringing this is because if by chance I decide to use a stasis subclass day one, which there is a decent chance of it, I am very much going to want to put that with Chest of Battle, Mantle of Battle Harmony, pardon me, the chest piece for Warlock, and it's going to pair quite nicely. However, this will only occur if I complete the catalyst before day one. A couple other primary weapons that I plan on bringing, or kinetic weapons, pardon me, is a Succession with Reconstruction and Vorpal, probably a Hung Jury if I get a good enough roll. If not, that will be substituted out for a Night Watch. And then the last one being a Dire Promise with Overflow Elemental Capacitor, just because I really like hand cannons sometimes, and this is one of the better hand cannons that I could bring in terms of PvE. Now, past that, there's only one other weapon that may come in, and this won't come in until later, parts of the raid, but that will be Izanagi's Burden, just as it is a solid weapon, special weapon, that can deal a massive amount of damage. Now, let's move on past that and go to our energy weapon slot. In the energy weapon slot, we're going to probably focus on kinetics, but there are actually quite a few, of special weapons as well. The first kinetic weapon, and the one that I'm leaning towards most at this current time, is the new Gambit SMG called Borrowed Time. With a roll of Overflow Frenzy, let me just say it is quite amazing. Also, if I do not go with Stasis, I can pair this SMG with the Battle Harmony chest piece and Well of Radiance and have a well back in under a minute. It is that insane, and I absolutely love this new SMG. Now, past the SMG, we are going to bring that SMG in particular. We are going to bring an Ikalis SMG, of course, because Ikalis is so incredible, and I will probably also be bringing either a Gnawing Hunger for the Void Shield, or perhaps, maybe, we will be bringing one of the 7th Seraph SMGs. Oh wait, no, that is Arc, pardon me. I am getting that mixed up with the hand cannon that is Void. Just kidding, we'll find another Void weapon to bring in to hopefully break those Void Shields. Additionally, we have our Adept Shadow Price with Feeding Frenzy and One for All, a solid roll, I absolutely love it. And probably an Adept Palindrome with Overflow. However, I'm not totally set on that yet, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure if that is the play. The last primary weapon that will be brought in our energy slot is the third Axiom, as I have one with Slideways and Dragonfly, pardon me, that I've been using quite frequently and is quite enjoyable. As for the special weapons in our energy slot, we will be bringing a Frozen Orbit with triple tap Vorpal, as it is Void and as it is just overall a very good weapon. We will also be bringing one of our first and last out with auto-loading Vorpal. Finally got that God roll, and definitely am going to bring that. And the only two others that would possibly be at the ready are, of course, our grenade launchers, Salvager Salvo and Deafening Whisper. These two are very solid grenade launchers and most definitely have a spot on my inventory for day one. Now, let's move down to our heavy weapons, and here's where things get a little bit iffy, and I'm not exactly sure what's going to be best, as I haven't ran VoG in quite a long time, and I don't know exactly how everything's going to work mechanic-wise and what has actually been changed. However, a few things that I guarantee will stay in my inventory no matter what, because they are actually that good, are the following. Obviously, Anarchy. Anarchy never leaves my inventory, and it never will. Additionally, however, a new thing that's probably not going to leave my inventory for quite some time is Deathbringer, seeing as how its DPS numbers are quite insane. On top of that, another rocket launcher is Royal Entry. Having one with auto-loading, lasting impression is quite incredible. I will be bringing a Threaded Needle with Clown Cartridge and Vorpal, another solid weapon. I will also be bringing a couple of different swords and a machine gun. A couple of the swords that I'm going to be bringing, obviously, we are going to bring the new Eternity's Edge. If you have a decent roll on it, I have an okay roll. I'm still looking for a better one for day one, but I'm going to bring this just because it is solar, and I'm also going to bring a Falling Guillotine, obviously a god roll of that, because it is void and swords are good. Additionally, I'm going to be bringing the exotic that we received with Beyond Light, the Lament. There's just no way around it. It has to come with us. The last one I'm going to be bringing with me in terms of DPS, or possibly DPS, and more than likely it will be for ad clear, would be the Adept Swarm that I have with Vorpal and Adept big ones on it. A solid weapon, and all of these will be sitting in my inventory. Now, what's up for change, what's up for debate amongst those weapons? Well, I don't know. Maybe Xenophage has a spot, or perhaps Whisper of the Worm will finally take its throne once again. I'm not exactly sure, and I can't tell you because I haven't completed it yet. So once I know, I'll let you know. In terms of armor, Well, everyone has their own different mod sets and the way they're going to go about putting stuff together in terms of the mods. And I can't tell you what's right or what's wrong. Recently, Error on YouTube here has put out a video, and let me just say it's phenomenal, especially if you're a Warlock. I would highly encourage that you go and watch his video. Now, there are a couple other YouTubers out there that have put together some quality stuff. The reason I recommend Error is because I'm a Warlock myself, and more than likely am running Warlock Day 1, but a couple of exotic pieces that I would recommend that you have a good roll of to bring in day 1 would be something such as Verity's Brow. It is an exotic helmet, energy weapons, give you grenade energy. It works out pretty well. There's a couple of really good builds you can do with it. But perhaps another good helmet that I would recommend bringing is the Stag, as it is constantly going to allow you to drop healing rifts over and over and over. Now moving down to your arms, well, there are a couple arm pieces that could be good to bring. However, the only one that I'm even going to keep in my inventory is Necrotic Grip, and that's purely for use of Frenzy, because the two combine so well. In the top right corner, I will have a video linked to why Necrotic Grips and Frenzy is such an insane combo. As for chest pieces, I'm going to keep two. There's only two exotic chest pieces that I think are even worthwhile bringing into the raid as of right now. The first of these being, obviously, Phoenix Protocol. Phoenix Protocol with Well of Radiance and Ad Clear is amazing, and I highly recommend that you utilize it. The other one that I highly recommend you utilize, and honestly the one I probably will not take off throughout the entire raid until I have to put on Lunafaction, is the Mantle of Battle Harmony. This chess piece is actually insane, came out last season. I highly recommend you get it if you have not already. It does drop from engrams now that the next season has started, but if chess pieces are on the rotation for your Legendary or Master Lost sectors, I highly recommend you farm on your Warlock until you get one. In terms of boots, there are three that I am going to be bringing with me. These are the three that really make any sense whatsoever, and it depends on subclasses. If I choose to run Chaos Reach, perhaps I feel the need to, I will be running Geomags just to have that last little bit so I can constantly spam it. Or at the end of a DPS phase, we just need a little bit more, and I just need to run around a little bit, and I have it. Perhaps that's the case, I will be bringing it. It is super, super nice to have. The other, obviously, Lunafactions, as stated earlier, because they increase your reload speed while standing in a rift or a well. This is incredible and super useful in almost every aspect. And the last one, and this one is honestly, if I'm just not feeling the chest piece of Mantle of Battle Harmony, then I'm going to switch to Transversive Steps, as they will reload my weapons when I sprint. More or less just out of convenience sake, not because any of my weapons take too long to load. As a matter of fact, the majority of the weapons I'm using have auto-loading holster or frenzy to assist in reloading, but because maybe I just feel the need, I'm getting a little too overwhelmed, and reloading isn't something I want to consciously think about, so I will transfer these on. Now, that is it, and honestly guys, like I said, use what feels comfortable to you. There are a bunch of different combos out there. I'm sorry that I'm not going over stuff for Titans or Hunters. If you guys would like to know what I would recommend, well, I can make a video for that. But you'd have to let me know in the comment section down below, and I would do a little bit of research because I don't necessarily play those classes enough to recommend one or the other. For certain chess pieces, perhaps for certain boots. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys are excited for VoG as I am. I hope you guys are excited to come out and watch me stream day 1. We should be live somewhere between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if I can get everything ready. If not, expect a short video explaining the issues that I am having and who in my group will more than likely be streaming it, so that way I can give you their information and you can go and watch them and join the group, help us out as a whole to make sure we can get through it day 1. With that, I have nothing else to say except for get back to grinding, ya crazy garbage.